So guys, this is the part 2 of Reclaim Oderblock. This is basically a new chart. I don't reload this. So let's again draw the Reclaim Oderblock. I know you guys, you are probably not working and you are not completing your tasks that I gave you that look for the Reclaim Oderblock. So, oh my god, I for the gold chart next. Okay, mm, so there we go, old chart here. So as I showed you before, the reclaim order block, the last up candle against uptrend. In the previous part, if you don't watch the first part of this reclaim order block, please watch the first part and then watch the second part of this reclaim order block. Otherwise, you will not understand. So after we tape inside of this reclaim auto block, we should look for the 15-minute as I show you in the last minutes of the previous part. So this that I draw the 15-minute block inside of this. So we know this is the fair value gap as well. So let's more identify our entry, our stop loss as much as possible. For that reason, we don't take a large risk. So guys, look at that. So this is what we call the inverted fair value gap. This is a valid fair value gap as we know about this. Okay, so once I draw the inverted fair value gap inside of this is the uh, what you see the breaker block or the block also here, the last candle of this. So this consider as the block. This also consider this candle a fair value gap, the inverted fair value gap once price close. In that case, a lot of consolidations here. For example, you miss that move to of a reclaim order block into the downside. So we again re-enter at that specific point to take our entry in just that mean threshold of 5 minutes. And our stop loss, what we stop loss, some of you take your stop loss at that point, but I especially do what? From that point or that point. Is some of you people saying, oh, that is too much risk, then don't take a trade. That's it. You take your entry, you take your risk smaller, but you actually your risk is much more smaller than the target. You see, you don't be able to take that much risk, but you take your target how many times bigger that you want. It is not tap in this in here. Again, it will touch that something fair value gap, something like this. Again, we'll tap into the downside. Let's suppose you don't take the entry from that level, you miss the entry, take from that place into the 1 hour. So it again will go into the downside to touch that. So what the main concept is, if you miss the entry, create another entry. Don't look for, as I told you in the first part of this reclaim order block. So just create the entry. For example, what I mean by this, once I take my entry with that block, first, why I'm saying if this is a block because I use that as an inverted fair value gap. So now this again uh, come inside of the inverted fair value gap, and we also call this candle the block, okay, the order block. So once the candle close inside of I mean reject from the order block and fair value gap whatever. So once they do this, our next uh, validation is like this rejection block. Why? Because this is a valid rejection block because it tap inside of the order block. This is the reason that this is a valid rejection block. So again, we take from that zone, rejection zone, and also the fair value gap, also the order block, also the valid rejection block because it's reject from the valid order block and fair value gap. And again, we draw a zone from that rejection point, take entry, go again miss the entry, there we go, again tap inside of this order block. So a lot of entry you are taking. You take the entry from that level, okay? That's pretty good. Again, you take your entry just the beginning of the order block or rejection block. I mean it is too much big, so we take our entry in that place. Let's say you're not taking the entry. Uh, you want more specific entry point, then a lot of you people want to take much small risk. So I personally do it. Also, I personally do that same thing in 1 minute because I want more specific uh, entry, more small stop loss. Let's say it's a 1 minute of gold, and we see the again the like this block, the last candle. So we want this, the last candle, and want to re-enter at that point. So this is again like the last candle is again like an auto block create zone. From that point, again it rejects. Again, I don't see clear. This is like the auto block, but I don't take the entry from there, because it didn't close inside. A lot of traders trade this long rejection. They just trade that, see that, oh, this is an auto block, straight trade inside of this. Take your stop loss above this, above this. This is 1 minute. What you are doing, you're not taking too much low risk. This is too much low risk. You take your entry. How many biggest TP you are taking? Oh my goodness, this is too much big TP, guys. Again, if you want to more accurate result, again, if that feels rejecting in 1 minute, in the midpoint of that, let's see for your confirmation, guys. You don't let me remove this and again draw the zone, the block, whatever, because of this. This is a block, so I'm taking the full candle because in 1 minute, so it reject from that zone. Okay, now we are another entry in the 1 minute. It's most as as much as small entry from there. Once it reject and close inside downside of this, let's see we take a body for your understanding. We draw a body. So it reject and close it into the downside because it is high, most recent high. And now it take the body like that situation. It take the body let's say you're too much like known risk taker, you're afraid of losses, you take your then you can take your uh, stop loss above there, okay, and take your entry the midpoint of this rejection block. This because this why I'm told you that this is valid rejection block because it tap inside of this order block. So this is a valid rejection block to take enter into the midpoint of this rejection block, and also the opening of this candle, the perfect entry for you, a perfect entry. What this is called, what I call this a sniper entry. Sniper entry. There we go. Again, some people have missed the entry. Mistakes. There's mistakes. Every people doing mistake to miss the entry. Again, there's some opportunity to inside of this trade because this is like a last up candle. Why I'm not taking this candle, last up candle? Because this is a doji. This is not a complete body. This is a beautiful and what I'm saying beautiful. This is full like I'm not saying this is Marubuzo, but this is like a filled candle. I like that type of block, the filled block. There's also the block in that specific zone. There's also the fair value gap. Also another entry from there. So this is the entry I take again. This is as a rejection block. Note why am I taking rejection block? Why I don't take the body? Because this is once the wick of the wick is bigger than the candle, then I will say the rejection block. This is valid rejection block because of this fair value gap tapping and also the order block tapping. Okay, again it is a valid once they touch to the opening of the rejection block. Take another entry, set your entry in the opening in the midpoint, whatever. If it rejects, you have to little bit rejects, you have to take your entry into the downside. That's it. You have a lot of entry models inside of this. The opportunity does not stops. My friends always trade binary option. I can do from that specific point to put. I don't like binary. I don't. I don't specific like binary. I just want to make my my career inside of this forex. So guys, folks, uh, this was the full A to Z concept of uh, reclaimed order block, and to find inside of entry with more specific point with little drawdown and high risk, high reward taken. I don't show you the reward TP, I mean, from where to take. So a lot of you guys will comment me how where do we take our TP in that case. So if you are taking your TP, this is the 4 hour, this is too much big time frame. One candle can make $1,000 if you trade with zero point 0.1, I mean zero point 0.1 lot. So this is too much great opportunity to trade. So what is your TP? Your TP must be uh, like this is the what I let me just this is the liquidity, sweep of liquidity. It will be swept that liquidity. It will be go downside into the dip downside into the fair value gap. Why am I take this liquidity downside to break that low to dip inside of inverted fair value gap and go. Okay, so you have to take your TP in from that level, below of that level. Why we take below of that level? Because this market will gonna be sweep this level. What is sweep of liquidity? I will show you then. Because of this fair value gap, it want to touch this fair value gap, the sweep of liquidity. I will show you each and everything in the upcoming video. But personally, what you want, comment, just comment me. I will make a beautiful topic inside of this uh, concept. So from now, bye bye and take care of yourself. Good training.